You're listening to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon, presented by 92.9 Tom FM, an iHeart radio station.
Hello and welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. I, of course, am Kyle McMahon. It is episode 17, and today we are celebrating Batman's 80th anniversary, and I have an interview with the writer, director, comedian, producer, Jordan Rubin. Jordan Rubin. Well, I'll talk about him in a few, but we have a guest, and today's guest is none other than Benny Panella.
I love how my music is literally like dancing and like goofy. It's perfect for me. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing great, Pringles. How are you?
So you had a question before we started the show about a certain animal.
Well, I was going to bring it up organically, but I guess we could bring it up this way.
Well, let's bring it up this way.
There is a stuffed cat that creepily scared me the other night when I was in the station. And because we are presented by iHeart Radio and 92.9 Tom FM in the Wilmington and Philadelphia markets. In any event, why the hell is there a stuffed white cat sitting on a empty desk in the station?
Because we couldn't find a black cat. So we had, I'm kidding. So one of our stations, 94.7 WDSD, has a very passionate listener base, especially in the southern area of Delaware. And one listener, so there's two different storylines here. I'm gonna tell you one that I've heard the most, and I'll tell you one that I was told. The one that I've heard that's like most often is that a listener from southern Delaware mailed their pet cat that had died and then was stuffed to the station back in like 2006, and we've kept it ever since.
Oh my God.
The story I was told was that a listener found it at a yard sale, heard someone talking about what's the process of stuffing an animal. I forget. Taxidermy. We were apparently talking about taxidermy on the station one day, and they mailed it to us as a joke, and we've kept it ever since. So it depends on which one you like. A listener's actual pet, or someone found it at a yard sale. Either way, it was mailed to the station. And
is terrifying.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it looks real. Like it looks like a
isn't
real
it,
cat.
Didn't it used to be a cat?
At one point, it was a actual live cat.
Yes, so that's why it looks like a cat.
But it looks like it's like alive. So.
Yes, it does. It scared the hell out of me because
like whoever taxidermized this cat did a bang up job. Ooh, we have some other things around here. I don't know where they are, but we have some other things around here that are pretty.
You know what is out this week?
What is out this week?
I don't know. Let's find out. What?
Oh, yeah.
What's out?
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Okay.
So, what is out this week? Shazam! Shazam is out this week.
Wasn't that...
I was waiting for you to have a thought.
That movie, Shazam, was actually never a real movie, I don't think. Or no, it was.
What?
So there's, you know how people have like the misconception that Berenstain Bears was spelled Steen and it's actually spelled Stain? The Mandela effect.
Yes.
There's a Mandela effect that Shazam was a movie starring Shaq back in like the 80s.
Yes, I do remember that. And the actual movie was...
It was called Shazam.
But it wasn't this Shazam or something?
It didn't have Shaq. It didn't have any, like, one of those, like...
Wait, I thought there was a movie...
It eventually was made into, like, a movie or something. Or, no. Okay, wait, no. They thought it had Sinbad in it, not Shaq. Then one did come out with Shaq.
No, I feel like... Okay.
I don't know. We're now stuck in the Mandela effect.
No, his was called Kazam.
That's what it was.
And he played a genie.
Shaq played a genie in Kazam. But people had the misconception there was a movie called Shazam starring Sinbad as a genie. So it's just them misremembering Shazam or Kazam starring Shaq.
Yes.
Is that what this movie's about?
Yes. It is the documentary of that.
You're lying.
I'm lying. Okay.
So Shazam
is out.
Eventually we got there.
Shazam is out, and it actually looks great. I've heard it's really fun. A buddy of mine, Brandon Davis, who is the on-air talent for comicbook.com, and he was a guest a few episodes ago. He went to the premiere of Shazam and did a Q&A and all with the cast, and he is in love with it, and he's very, openly honest about his film reviews, so I trust him. And it does look fun. It looks different than the other DC movies. I mean, I loved Aquaman. I loved Wonder Woman. And we've already talked about the other ones. So hopefully this is a trend in the continuing the right direction for DC.
You know what other movie's out?
What?
Pet Sematary.
I know. I have my ticket. I'm going to see it tonight.
I am so excited for Pets. I love Stephen King movies.
Me too.
So what's your favorite Stephen King movie all time?
Well, the new It.
The new It?
Yes.
Okay. I like the new It. The best one of all time, and no one can argue this, is The Shining.
The Shining is a classic. Yeah, The Shining is a classic. It is so terrifying.
It's perfect because it's got like memes made out of it. Like there's that movie is so memey, it's not even funny. There are so many memes you can get from that movie. And like people haven't even discovered some of the other great meme like pieces. Like the ending where you see Jack Nicholson's character frozen. Like that's a great meme.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen The Shining it's been out for over 30 years. If you haven't seen The Shining, I'm sorry. I don't know what more I can do for you.
You know what's an interesting fact? My cousin is getting married at the Overlook Hotel.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's cool. I will go with you. We could recreate the twin scene.
That would be awesome. But how cool is that to have your wedding at the Overlook Hotel?
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Is it actually still in service?
Yeah. I mean, they're not just breaking in and having a wedding
there. I thought like it was like it's not a hotel. Like there's still like people that work there, and it's like more of a museum. I don't know if they still use it as a hotel. No. It's still a hotel. That is so
ballrooms
cool.
And all that stuff. So I'm hoping to get out there. Megan, I love you, and I really, really, really want to be there for not only the birth of your wedding, or what's it called? Not the birth of your wedding. I guess it is technically the birth of your
wedding. It's the birth of your marriage.
The birth of your marriage. There you go.
When it's official.
So I really do obviously want to be there for that, and I'm going to try extremely hard to make that happen. But I also want to be there because it's the Overlook freaking hotel, and I've never been to Colorado. It should be a great time.
So 60% the Overlook Hotel, 40% because of the wedding. That's your intention to go to Colorado.
No, it's 51% my cousin's wedding. No, I'm just kidding. No, I want to be there for her special moment. So, in any event, in albums, Khalid, his Free Spirit album comes out.
I heard it was called Khalid.
It is not called
Khalid. Okay.
No. Khalid. Yeah, then Sarah Bareilles, she has a new album out called Amidst the Chaos.
It's been the longest time since I've heard Sarah Bareilles with new music. It's been so long.
Well, apparently she did a Broadway show. So
yeah,
and she wrote and performed the music or something.
She did the I'm Not Gonna Write You a Love Song, and then she also did The King of Anything.
Brave.
That was the last one I heard. It's been like years.
Well, that's because she did this Broadway thing in the last few years. So now this is her album. Yeah. So, and then in songs, Ellie Goulding, who I love, she has a new song out called In This Together. And then Jonas Brothers' new one came out today. It's called Cool.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's number 1 on iTunes already.
I remember I had one Jonas Brothers song growing up that I liked. It was SOS, I think it was. Maybe. I might have had that completely wrong.
You might be right. I don't know. But I love their last song that came out like a couple weeks or a month ago or whatever, a couple months ago. Sucker was their first number 1, believe it or not.
Get
ever.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it was
like they had a number 1
catchy.
Before.
No.
That's wild.
Yeah. So that is what's out this week. I'm really looking forward to all of that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff out right now.
It really is. And then, well, I'll talk about this soon. Okay. We'll talk about it in the next segment.
What?
I'll talk about it in the next segment.
Well, let's do the next segment. Okay. We got to talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it. What we consumed this week.
Okay.
I put a little anger on that. All right. So, what did you consume this week, Benny Panella?
What I consumed this week. So I've been so busy, I actually have not been able to watch YouTube or really anything.
You haven't watched YouTube this week?
Usually I watch like 1 or 2 YouTube videos like a day. I'm up to like 1 or 2 like every 3 days now.
Wow.
Because of just how busy I've been. But I've been kind of keeping my eye on the baseball season so far, if you're a baseball fan.
You know I'm not.
Okay. And then, of course, the NCAA tournament, which I can't
hockey?
I can't for college basketball.
Just kidding. I did know that.
which has gotten really boring. So my life is pretty boring right now because Phillies have been fun to watch. I'm actually heading up to a Phillies game on Saturday.
And you're probably going to talk all about it on your podcast.
The Pat and Benny Show.
The Pat and Benny Show, which is Philly sports and Delaware stuff.
Philly sports, Delaware sports, and then just a bunch of guys joking around. What about you? What'd you consume?
So I saw Dumbo.
Oh, how was that?
Dumbo was amazing. I love Tim Burton. I'll see anything with Tim Burton in it. And did not disappoint. It's different than the cartoon, although I haven't seen that since I was 3, but I do remember there being a difference. And it was.
Are the crows in it?
No, which is thank the Lord.
That is like 60s Disney right there.
Yeah. What were they thinking?
Jesus.
But in any event.
Well, that was the time back then. Everything was a joke about it.
Or serious and just racist.
Yeah. I would like to think they were just making a joke about it, but it is very hard to argue they were probably just racist.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey guys, let's make fun of segregation. Horrible. Joking about it, like that's even worse because it's like, these people are thought of as less than human by a bunch of people, and
now they're jokes in a movie,
exactly,
in a kids movie,
exactly.
It's ridiculous.
So anyway, I saw Dumbo, and then the week before I saw Us, which I didn't get to talk about because last week was the recap episode because I was in St. Louis. Yeah, so Us was so good. Jordan Peele is a genius. I love that movie. It was really weird, but in a good way. I'm so glad that he took some weirdness and put it out into the mainstream, and it's a big, huge, popular movie.
I'm excited for Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Because I think the way Jordan Peele works the best, not to say, like, he's made 2 very amazing movies right now in Get Out and Us, but I think that Jordan Peele's mind works a lot better when it comes to, like, sketches because of what he did with Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Also, that duo... Like, what happened to Keegan-Michael Key? Like, he has completely fallen off the face. Now he's doing, like, commercials.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what
And
he's
meanwhile,
done.
Jordan Peele is making huge, culture-changing movies. Anyway, I'm excited for it because I think Jordan Peele's brain, when it's working in sketches, is so advanced because he's able to think quick and write, like, a quick story, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. Actually, it just debuted on CBS All Access.
You're not going to get my money that way, CBS.
But I am going to watch...
I'll just wait for the first season to be on Netflix.
Exactly. Well, it probably never will be because it's exclusive to CBS.
Netflix is like the mafia. They find a way to get whatever they want.
Okay. That's what I consumed this week. And next we have...
Hot clips.
Hot clips.
We got Barry Manilow over there.
Barry Manilow,
or was it
Barry White?
Barry White. I get them mixed up.
No, he would be like hot clips.
Oh baby, hot clips.
Do you want me to get your clips all hot?
Jesus. Something else is hot.
But I feel like that's what Barry White would say.
Oh, without a doubt.
So anyway, hot clips. So Apple Music surpasses Spotify in paid subscribers, which is crazy because Spotify has been out for like a decade and Apple Music has been out for like 3 years. So that is, in my opinion, awesome because Apple Music actually pays. I mean, Spotify pays royalties, but Spotify's royalties are laughably low.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of artists kind of poo-poo Spotify. Unfortunately, as an artist, as a musician, you have to have your music on every single platform you can. It's good to see a lot of people. I think I've always been a firm believer of this. There are more good people in society than there are bad people.
Agreed.
And if people are doing something that's unethical, or for a lot of people when they were on Spotify, and I'll own up to it, I have a Spotify account as well. I had no idea Spotify wasn't paying royalties to the artists.
And they are. It's just really cool. It's like 0.00001.
I had no idea that was going on. If I had known that, I probably never would have downloaded Spotify to begin with. I probably would have stayed with whatever app I usually use to get my music at the gym, the iHeart Radio app or anything like that. So I think as that became more of a thing, I do think a lot of people were like, I'm going to Apple or I'm going to some other place. And I also think that Apple Music just offers a better experience than Spotify right now.
Yeah, and the other thing is Spotify in its 10 or 11 years that it's been around has actually never posted $1 of profit. So they essentially just keep getting rounds of funding from people in the hopes that one day they're going to turn a profit. Apple can play the long game
Yeah.
You know, they have nearly $300 billion in cash as savings.
That stuns me. Clearly, their business plan isn't working.
Right. Exactly.
And like they're going to go the way of Pandora. They're going to totally go the way of Pandora, and Pandora is dead.
Yeah. So you know, that's that.
Return to profit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's a joke.
How do you exist for 10 years and not make $1 in profit?
Yeah, well, here's how you do it. You don't exist for 11.
So their entire business model is just using other people's stuff, being music, right? That's like me saying, "Oh, Benny, all the shows that you do, I'm going to start a business and just play them all." Like play all your work. That's my business. Like that's what Spotify's business, and then sell ads on that. I pay for Apple Music because I like the high quality music. I love the discovery. I love everything about it. The thing that is lacking and that it will never be able to do is on-air talent. You know, local. It'll never be able to say, "Hey, in Philly, there's XYZ going on. In Delaware, there's XYZ going on." It just won't, you know, they'd have to hire, you know,
an air staff,
thousands of
radio stations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the iHeart app, which I pay for.
It has to become the thing that it swore never to be.
Exactly. Right. So that's why I love the iHeart Radio app, which many of you listen to this very show on that.
Anakin, I have the higher ground.
Excuse me.
What the hell was that?
I had a cough.
That's how you cough?
That's how I coughed then.
I've never heard you cough like that before. That was like one. Ah!
Oh, Lord. Anyway, Shudder. Have you ever heard of Shudder?
I've not heard of Shudder.
Okay,
Shudder?
so Shudder is like a Netflix for horror fans, and you know I'm a ginormous horror fan.
Oh, I did hear something about this.
Yes, and they have a free tier, which is cool, where it's like it's like essentially channels, and if you're in the free tier, you can just watch whatever's on the channels. And then they have the on-demand. And so I just signed up for it. I'm absolutely in love with it. They have so much
it looks cool.
Good content. And then they're doing original content. So Jordan Rubin, who I'm interviewing later in this episode, he just did Critters and New Binge, which is an exclusive series that on Shudder. And he wrote and directed it. And so I'm going to talk to him about that. But they are also doing a reboot of Creepshow. Do you remember that movie?
I remember the name.
Okay.
I don't remember the actual movie.
So it's like an 80s, I think there were 3 movies, 80s movies, and it was like a throwback to like the 50s horror movies, awesome movies. So Shudder is actually doing a TV series revival of the horror anthology movie. And that's what the Creepshow movies were. They were like anthologies, so it had, 3 or 4 stories in each movie. And so that's what it's going to be. It looks so good.
I just looked it up. Apparently Leslie Nielsen was in one.
Yes. Classic horror movies.
Screenplay by?
Well, one of them is going to be Stephen King, yeah. And it's actually executive produced by The Walking Dead executive producer Greg Nicotero. And he's serving as a director, executive producer, supervisor. I mean, this is going to be amazing. And I saw Shudder released a shot of the Creeper, who's kind of like the host of the anthologies, and it looks so good. And they've got such big talent doing some of these episodes in the first season. They have the Stephen King one. They have one by Josh Mallerman from Bird Box. It is like super, super good talent. I can't wait for that to debut on Shudder.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for Creepshow. It's going to be awesome.
That is cool.
And then the Avengers Endgame broke pre-sale records. Did you see this? It took the whole almost the entire internet down.
Yeah.
Fandango was down. AMC was down. Regal was down. Atom Tickets was down. Crazy. And my one buddy tried to get tickets when they went on sale. He got a screen after Fandango went down and then came back up. He got a screen that said, "You are in line to pre-order Avengers Endgame tickets."
In line for a pre-order.
Online in line He had to wait an hour and a half. That's how bad it took down everything. So it actually,
rush, man.
Yeah. So Fandango announced that the Avengers Endgame pre-sale tickets broke the record in only 6 hours.
The Avengers story arc is like, in real life, it's like 13 years.
10.
Almost 10 years worth of like just investment.
Yeah. I mean, it's been 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I've gone and seen every single movie the day it opens. And I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to see Avengers Endgame the night it opens. Mm-hmm. But thank God I got my ticket.
People that were 18 and started watching this, they're almost 30 now.
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
Yes.
They've invested their life into this.
I was in college when I saw the first, what do you call it, movie?
It was I think it was Iron Man?
Iron Man. Yeah. Yep. So that's incredible. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Avengers Endgame. Only a couple weeks.
This is what you should do, okay, if you're smart. You buy a ticket to another movie, and then you just walk in.
You can't. They're all assigned seats.
No, like, you don't sit. Don't sit. Just walk in and just lean against the wall.
What? That would be so uncomfortable. It's a 3-hour movie.
All right, then sit on the floor.
But I already have my seat.
Well, then sell your ticket and break the law with me.
There's not any chance that I would give this up. In fact,
well, hold on. Hold on. I just want to put this out there. Think about how much money someone would spend for a ticket to this movie right now if they're sold out.
They're going online for like $1,500.
Okay, how much did you pay for yours?
$15.
That's like a 1,000% increase on that investment.
Yeah, but I really want to see it.
You wouldn't take $1,000
to give up my seat now?
Listen, I don't know how to tell this. I don't know how to tell it to you, man. You got it backwards here. Okay, you can always see the movie the very next night.
Yeah, but I risk spoilers. I mean, this has been 10 years of my life. Like, I'm ready.
Think about what you could do with $1,000.
Invest it.
Yeah, invest it. Buy, I don't know, like a
Funko Pops.
There you go. Buy $1,000 worth of Funko Pops, or buy Take Me on a Date. Like, you can do a bunch of different things with that.
By take you on a date, you just mean pay for your food.
Exactly.
By the way, lovely listeners, Benny will go on a, quote, date with anybody if you're paying.
You know what? Yeah. You can just, we'll go with that. At Benny on the radio, hit me up.
Exactly.
I'm desperate.
No photos needed. He's just a hungry boy. That's all.
Hungry boy's got to eat.
Oh, boy. Okay. So now it is time for our feature presentation. All right. So the Batman 80th anniversary celebration. Woo! Leedle. So, hashtag long live the bat. DC is rolling out all of the big stops. Is that a saying? Rolling out the big stops?
All the big stops here. That's like the most Hollywood, like late 70s, early 80s, like Hollywood slang.
That was at the peak of my career, you know.
I was at the peak of my career. Back when I could catch a popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves.
I am more confused and turned on than I care to admit. So, hashtag long live the bat. That is what DC is using for this year-long celebration. 80 years is a long time.
Yeah, that's a lifetime.
Yeah.
I want to die.
Oh, my God. So they really kicked it off at South by Southwest in Austin.
Yes.
They released like exclusive merchandise. They did photo ops. They had an unveiling like celebrating Batman's 80th by a local artist, which was so cool. And then on March 15th, they let more than 1.5 million bats fly over Congress Bridge in Austin. 1.5 million bats. I don't even know. How do you even round them up? I have no idea, but it seems like a pretty big to-do.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I did not go to SXSW this year because of some other commitments, but I wish that I was there for that one. That would have been awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then they released a hardcover book, Detective Comics 80 Years of Batman, the deluxe edition. That came out a couple of weeks ago. And then just last week, they released the supersized Detective Comics number 1000 1,000 issues.
Lord.
That's insane.
In the same week as their 80th birthday, 1,000 issues.
Well, not there. There's only one Batman.
Well, the Batman franchise.
DC.
Yes. There you go.
Oh, boy. Then in August, they're going to be doing at Six Flags. They're going to be doing a Batman themed celebration.
So you said they're going to be doing
DC.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're playing checkers and I'm playing chess.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what it means either.
Oh, Grandpa.
I'm scared.
Yeah, and then in May, they're doing Mondo is like a really cool like art thing, and so in Austin they're going to be doing a exhibition at like an acclaimed Mondo gallery.
That's cool.
Which is awesome. Yeah, and then so in September, Madame Tussauds is in Orlando and Sydney, Australia. They're going to be doing a special Batman celebration. And in September on Cartoon Network, they're doing stuff in DC Universe and all kinds of stuff.
This is a dream.
Yeah, and AT&T is going to be doing a special Batman branded channel.
Ooh.
Yeah, which that'll be cool.
Are they going to show every Batman film?
I don't know. That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then this month, the Boys and Girls Clubs, to celebrate kids and teens and youth development professionals, so as they stand up for positive change in their own communities, they are going to be doing a Batman themed campaign. And then in May, a USO to go kit for service members, which is so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, so they're going to be sent wherever our service members are around the world. They're going to have a Batman themed USO to go kit, which is really cool, and Funko. I mean, all kinds of freaking stuff.
They planned it right.
Yes, they did. DC knows how to do it. And then September 21st is the annual Batman Day, so there's going to be some cool stuff for that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they are really doing it awesomely. Everything is awesome. I hope I don't get sued for singing that, but it is Warner Brothers, who is owned by DC, so hopefully they'll spare me the lawsuit on that one. Anyway, yeah. So Batman's 80th. So there's so much history of Batman.
Yes.
He's got, I think, the best rogues gallery ever.
Batman as a character is I want to say the best superhero to me.
Me too. I wanted to be Batman when I was little.
Obviously, if you're talking about powers, then it's a different question. But the way they've built up the character is borderline flawless.
Yeah. When I was little, I literally wanted to be Batman.
Because he's so relatable.
I wanted to be Batman, and I actually thought about how can I be rich, and then at night be like a vigilante of justice.
Want me to tell you how you can be rich?
How?
Sell your pre-order ticket right now, and then invest that money. And guess what you can do?
Not be rich.
That would make you $1,000 richer, and then whatever you're doing in the investment.
$1,000 at this point is
it's $1,000.
Yeah, but it's not going to get me anywhere.
That's going to get you far.
I can retire.
Yeah, listen, Trailer Park Boys only wanted $2,000. But no, Batman as a character he's got so much depth. There's different Batman characters in terms of how he operates justice. Obviously, the original Batman actually had a gun and would go around and would, I believe, apprehend his suspects, or he was not afraid to kill them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was episode 1. I think it was issue 1, Batman's first appearance. He dropped a guy from a helicopter.
Yeah,
so he was never afraid to kill.
But the character of Batman that I loved is the one that's portrayed in The Dark Knight. The one that doesn't kill and has a thing against killing and wants to let the character. I think that is the perfect superhero right there, or the perfect Batman character. Okay, well, that leads us right into who is the best Batman actor. I actually am going to come through with a ranking of the ones that have starred in the movie. Okay. The worst one to me all time would probably be George Clooney. That was a very interesting film, interesting take on Batman. I'm not a very big George Clooney fan. You didn't like the bat nipples? The nipples threw me off a little bit. But also and this is more of a critique on George Clooney. George Clooney always seems like he's playing George Clooney. Yes. I see what you mean. So George Clooney as Batman to me was playing George Clooney playing Batman, if that makes any sense
It
to
does.
anyone listening right now.
It does. Well, it does to me.
That being said, like, and as I go about my rankings, I put George Clooney like miles behind the next. I can't even call him worst. I would say like the next Batman character, because Ben Affleck to me follows George Clooney on the list. Ben Affleck wasn't bad. He didn't really have a lot of opportunity there. Obviously, I don't think he's being Batman anymore. I think he's already kind of left that role. But Ben Affleck was fine.
Wait, did you say Affleck?
Affleck.
Affleck is like the duck insurance.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
No, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck has been in an Affleck commercial.
It's Ben Affleck,
but he's been in an Affleck commercial.
I don't think he has.
They are missing the opportunity there of a lifetime. Affleck. Anyway, Ben Affleck has
Affleck.
I said it, Affleck.
This is going to be one of those things. Did he say Affleck? Is he saying Affleck or Affleck? Yes.
Anyway, Benjamin as the Batman. I thought he did fine. The portrayal of the character I thought was very interesting. They went back to the deep original Batman that would obviously kill the opponents he was fighting. So I'm not too much of a fan of that Batman. I mean, I like that character, don't get me wrong, but I thought he could have done a little better job. After that, like, Val Kilmer was fine. I still love Michael Keaton. You have to put Adam West up there because Adam West is... What?
Okay, so this is my opinion, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He is iconic.
Yes.
Adam West is iconic as Batman. He is iconic as an actor. But he wasn't Batman to me. You know what I mean? Like, Batman wasn't like a goofy, like...
For his time.
Hello, boys and girls.
Well, for his time, that Batman character was like...
Batman.
That Batman... Did I say that Affleck character?
No, I was saying like that Batman character was Batman.
Well, no, that Batman character almost seems at this point like a caricature of Batman.
Yeah.
You know, like that was how everything was done back then. It was done in a very cheesy way, a very tongue-in-cheek, cheesy way. So Adam West played that character well, though I will say this, Adam West does have a little George Clooney in him, in which every time I see Adam West act, Adam West looks like he's trying to portray Adam West, trying to portray the character. That's the way he kind of looks. To me, the best one's Christian Bale. Christian Bale nailed it.
Christian Bale's amazing.
And it's funny because like people that like watch the second Dark Knight movie, they always say like, oh well, Heath Ledger makes that movie, and he does. And I think throughout the entire Dark Knight series, Christian Bale never really dominates the screen in terms of his acting as Batman, but he just nails the part. Like, he's not supposed to be the big character on screen. He's supposed to exist in this world and try to make sense of it. So I think in that sense, Christian Bale nailed it as Batman.
Yeah, I love Christian Bale as Batman. I think Christian Bale is my favorite Batman, but I also loved Ben Affleck. Affleck. I also love Ben Affleck. I when they announced the casting, I thought he was going to be awful. I was like, what? And I love Ben Affleck, but as Batman. But then when I saw it, I was like, ooh, he's a good Batman.
He's not bad. He's fine.
Yeah.
I really wish they gave him more time to develop his character.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Michael Keaton was okay. I mean, I guess because I really don't remember him as Batman per se. Like, I guess because Christian Bale, that was like when I was more my fully formed Phase 10 self. That I have a hankering, not a hankering for Christian Bale. What's it called? A special soft spot for Christian Bale.
Soft spot for him.
Yeah.
I think he just nailed the character so well. I don't know if we're ever gonna. I don't want to say never, but like it's going to be really difficult for anyone to ever top that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I forgot this. Did you see the teaser trailer for Joker?
No, but I heard about it.
Oh my God, it looks so good. It's Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese, acclaimed.
I thought it was Scorsese.
Oh my goodness. Martin Scorsese, acclaimed filmmaker, director, visionary, is doing a Joker film
Prophet,
with
God.
Joaquin Phoenix, and it looks so good.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you got to watch the trailer.
I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to see how Joaquin Phoenix does as the Joker, because the Joker's like one of the other
iconic.
You can't like Batman. Batman as a character is great. He is put over the top by having the best adversary in the history of comics, which is the Joker.
Yes.
And you like Marvel, DC, I don't care. The best villain is the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, he's iconic. Yeah, so anyway, so that's my feeling on best Batman actors. How about best Batman movies?
Oh, without a doubt, it's The Dark Knight. It's hands down, it's The Dark Knight.
The second one, the second one of the Nolan trilogy.
Yeah, because the first one's Dark Knight Rises.
No, Batman Begins.
Batman Begins, then The Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight, by far, without a doubt, Dark Knight.
I concur.
That movie is perfection.
It is. It literally is perfection.
It has obviously the best. It has the best performance by an actor in a movie, I think, possibly ever. And Heath Ledger as the Joker. Yeah,
he was amazing in it.
And also, it's Heath Ledger's last performance, so it has a sentimental value there. It has a great performance. There's so many great performances, they kind of cover each other up. Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon.
Gary Coleman?
Gary Coleman as Jim Gordon. Let's talk about Batman. Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon is flawless.
Yes. The casting was absolutely insanely on point.
Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
And then I forget the guy's name that's Two-Face. I forget the actor's name.
I want to say Harvey Dent, but that's his character's name.
The guy they casted as Harvey Dent was great.
Aaron, I have to look this up.
And then Amy Gyllenhaal's fantastic in it.
Maggie
Gyllenhaal, sorry. Maggie Gyllenhaal's fantastic in it. And then obviously Christian Bale as Batman. It's layers on layers of great performances. The Butler, who again I'm drawing a blank on the actor's name, but
Aaron Eckhart was
Aaron Eckhart.
Who played Alfred?
Alfred.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Okay. Just one after the other on just fantastic performances. I mean, this movie, if it was any better, I don't think I would care about movies anymore.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I would just be like, because like for me, once I've experienced the best, I just don't care about anything else anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it is movie perfection. It is comic book movie perfection. Mm-hmm. It is action and drama movie perfection. It is incredible. That whole trilogy is absolutely, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah. All in all, that entire trilogy is very good. And
very good is an understatement.
It nails the Batman character. Like that entire trilogy nails the Batman character. I wish that we got like at least one or two more movies out of it. Really do.
Christopher Nolan, it should be the only one who does Batman from now on.
He should be, because he knows how to make it look.
Yeah.
Like that's the way Batman is supposed to be. It like Gotham is not supposed to be a fun house.
Right.
It's not supposed to be too dark, but it's not supposed to be too uplifting.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a place where you want to be. The cinematography's like, oh, it's just so flawless.
It is beautiful.
The editing's very good. Like I'm romantic about that movie.
It gives me the goosies.
Another movie that's really good is the Michael Keaton Batman. That's a very good one. Jack Nicholson as the Joker is the second best Joker.
See, well, yes, he's the second best Joker, but to me, the only Joker is Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah, again, you almost have to like cleanse yourself of the Dark Knight series to watch the rest, and then go and watch the Dark Knight series to go, okay, this is great. Like the discrepancy between the level of those movies and the rest it's pretty far. Not to say those movies are bad. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the Batman movie with George Clooney. I'm more, obviously in tune with the Christopher Nolan trilogy, but Jack Nicholson depicting that Joker was great. The other thing I love, and we have the comics segment here of it. I'm not too big into the comics when it comes to Batman or I never got into comic books at all. But one thing I did like about one comic is that they did a bit where Batman sat in this chair. It was like a chair of knowledge. I don't know what it was called. And if someone knows it, please tweet to me at Benny on the radio. But what happened was Batman had asked like the all-knowing, I don't want to call it God, but he just asked a question to get it answered. And he says, who is the Joker? And the answer came back, which one? I love that, because that goes along with each depiction of the Joker. Jared Leto's depiction of the Joker is different from Heath Ledger's, is different from Jack Nicholson's, is different from, I forget the guy's name that was the first ever actual Joker. But each one's a little bit different, because as you look at the Joker in the comics and his depiction in the movies, that Joker's different too. The Heath Ledger one is more I guess, brooding and planning and cunning. The Jack Nicholson one's more hokey and more of a
clown,
a caricature of a clown. The first one ever is literally a clown. Like the first Joker ever is literally
from the Batman TV show.
Yeah, not the Batman TV show. The Batman TV show is literally Adam West it's a clown.
Yeah.
And then the Jared Leto one is more about mental abuse.
Yeah.
And kind of like more psychotic.
I was, you bring up a good point, because after 80 years of Batman, there's been all kinds of takes on it, this artist's take on it from a comic book standpoint. Yeah. And then that also applies to movies and TV shows and all that kind of stuff too. So, you bring up a valid point for once that, just kidding. You bring up a valid point that, it's this unique take on it, and I'm really looking forward to Joaquin Phoenix to see what he does with it.
See where he goes with it.
Yeah, because the film looks like a gritty, like 70s style.
Like Grindhouse?
No.
Not Grindhouse?
Nope. Like a gritty crime thriller.
Oh, okay.
Set in the 70s.
I haven't seen it yet. I do hope they kind of dial back a little bit on the mental disorder aspect of where they've kind of taken the Joker, these past couple of characters. I want to see him more. I obviously don't just keep cranking out the Heath Ledger style Joker, but kind of stay between the Jack Nicholson and the Heath Ledger one. Make him crazy, but he still has a plan, but he's also crazy. You know what I mean? Like keep it right in the middle of he clearly he's a step like the Heath Ledger one was always the Heath Ledger Joker was always a step ahead of Batman. But the line from that movie, I'm like a cat chasing a mouse, but I don't know what I would do if I caught it. Or a dog chasing cars. If I caught it, I don't know what I would do with it.
Right.
Like that toe that line more.
Okay.
Don't go down the complete crazy, because my fear is that they're going to go to those Grindhouse style, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, insane people. But while we're talking about different characteristics of the Joker, there are comics that take Batman's character differently. There is one comic, and I've wanted to read this one, where Bruce Wayne is actually the one that's murdered outside of the movie theater. The night that Thomas Wayne and Martha are supposed to be killed. Instead, it's an alternate timeline where Bruce is shot. Thomas Wayne becomes Batman. Martha becomes the Joker.
Interesting.
I did think that was really interesting.
Yeah, there's so much with such a rich history that you can do. It's incredible. And, that is the genius of how strong this franchise is and how genius the whole mythology is. Because you can go with these different variations and not take away from the main thing. I was obsessed with Batman Returns.
Yes.
First of all, again, Tim Burton did the first two, those two Batmans. Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, got me into leather play. No, I'm just kidding. So, best Batman TV show, I would have to say Batman the Animated Series.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that show?
I do remember the Batman animated series. That was on Cartoon Network.
It was originally on Fox.
I remember the one that was on Cartoon Network. I also remember Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond was cool.
That was cool. That was a cool adaptation of Batman.
Yeah, there's another fun take on the character. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, I would have to say Batman the Animated Series. That was such a classic show.
Oh, hands down.
I really loved it. I think it went over to Cartoon Network later on.
Yep. I remember because I caught it when it was on Cartoon Network. I loved the depiction of Harley Quinn in that series.
That's where she debuted.
That nailed the Harley Quinn character.
Yeah.
Crazy, deadly, to be taken seriously, but also there's a comic relief aspect.
Yes.
Much like how they did the Joker in that series. Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Yes.
I wish he played that in real life.
Yes.
I want to see how he would do in real life.
Yeah, he's incredible as the Joker in that. And can I just talk about one problem I have with Harley Quinn?
What's the problem?
In general. I love the character. I love the idea of the character. I hate how she has become a bit romanticized, almost
sexualized.
Well, no, I mean she could be sexual, but I hate how she has become romanticized, like she should be looked up to by little girls. And, I saw these little girls at Halloween wearing the daddy T-shirt that she wears. or I'm Daddy's or something.
Daddy's Little Girl.
Daddy's Little Girl, that's what it is. That's terrifying for so many ways.
Okay, well, first, it's very disturbing.
Yes.
Kids are wearing that. No one under the age of 18 should ever wear something like that. Second, Harley Quinn as a character is a person who is suffering from mental disorder or being mentally disturbed or being mentally abused or emotionally abused or physically abused.
Right.
That's not something to make fun of and to depict and worship. That is not something that you want to like aspire to be.
Exactly. I mean, of course they have the right to depict it and they should. It's, I saw somebody that I know, and I won't say their name. Elizabeth. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. But somebody that I know posted on Facebook a meme that was going around that was like, get you a love like Harley and the Joker. And it had a picture of them. Yeah. And I'm like, what? That was literally a toxic, abusive relationship. There was nothing healthy about that. Like, he like beats her all the time.
He beats the snot out of her. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why is it something you want to like? You want to be in a crazy toxic relationship where you fight each other?
Right, like physically abused? Like, what?
No, that's not. No.
Yeah, I hate that. No. Anyway.
Like, that relationship is so fascinating because it's two people that have a mental disorder that one loves the other, but the other one hates the other, but secretly loves the. Like, it's a really screwed up relationship. It's fascinating. The relationship is fascinating to look at on screen. You should never aspire to be that.
Exactly. And then the other thing that I love about that, and we kind of touched on this, is the Rogues Gallery.
Yes.
You know, Batman has the best villains in comics, in folklore, in entertainment. He's got the best. Catwoman, the Joker, Penguin, Mr. Freeze.
Ra's al Ghul.
My favorite, the Scarecrow.
Yes. Scarecrow's good.
Yeah.
Bane's pretty cool.
Bane, Clayface. There's like so many. The Mad Hatter. Like I could go on.
Riddler.
And the Riddler.
I love the Riddler.
One of my other favorites. How could I forget him? Like he's got the best.
Deadshot, Mr. Freeze, Hush. Like God, Black Mask.
Oh, I forgot about Black Mask.
Killer Croc.
Oh, Killer Croc.
There's some great ones here.
Yeah, I mean, hands down, the most iconic. Like, how many, and you know I'm a huge Marvel fanboy, but my grandmother would not be able to name 5 Marvel villains off the top of her head. She could with Batman.
As much as I like revere Marvel, I like the Batman villains because they're all human. They're all a variation of human. They're all relatable.
That's why I love them. It was like, Scarecrow was...
They're not like some alien.
Exactly. Scarecrow was a psychiatrist who was studying fear. They all have like their own unique human backstories. You know what I mean? I love that.
How about this question? Take the Joker out of it, because I think if we asked who's your favorite Batman villain, we're all going to say the Joker.
No, mine's Scarecrow.
Okay, let's take both of our favorites out.
Okay.
Who's your favorite Batman villain?
The Riddler.
The Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why?
Because I like how he's so smart. I like that he plays a game, but for smart people. And, and to be honest, I probably would lose.
So my favorite is Two-Face.
Ah! Oh, no. I should have said that. I was Two-Face for Halloween one year.
Oh, you were Two-Face for Halloween one year?
Mm-hmm, because he was cool. My favorite.
That's a difficult.
Besides the Scarecrow.
That's a difficult costume.
I literally, it was incredible.
How'd you do the jacket?
Made it.
So you sewed 2 different jackets together?
No, I got black, what do you call it, tape?
Oh.
Electrical tape?
Yep. And then just did the stripes on one and the blank on the other.
Yeah, and
That's
then had the makeup done just on one side of my face, wore 2 different shoes,
But with the wig? Or you dyed your hair one color?
I think it was like powder in one side, cool. And yeah.
I like Two-Face because he leaves everything up to chance.
Yes.
And I think that's it's relatable. Like the Two-Face character is relatable. He's driven crazy. Plus, I like the fact that like he makes his own luck. I think that's such a badass look.
Yeah, it is amazing. Oh, and I can't forget like Poison Ivy, Catwoman. I mean, there's
Poison
many good ones.
Good. Poison Ivy's very good, but she like compared to Catwoman, like
Catwoman's
like an anti-hero. Almost.
Yeah.
I can't even call her a villain anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she is an anti-hero essentially.
Like they fight, but then they also have a romantic thing going on,
and they make love.
And she comes to his aid a lot, and then
they make love.
It's a very complex relationship.
They make sweet, sweet love.
Yeah, passionate.
They make sweet, sweet love all night. Once again, our show is canceled for being
This
dumb.
show is brought to you by Brazzers.
Anyway, so happy 80th anniversary, Batman.
Yeah.
And happy 80th anniversary, Batman 2 DC.
Yes.
For, carrying this legacy on for decades. Oh, so now I've got my interview with Jordan Rubin.
Woo!
Yes, I can't wait to talk to him about Zombeavers and Critters a New Binge and Crank Yankers and all the other cool stuff that he's done. So, without further ado, let's talk to Jordan Rubin. Jordan Rubin. Jordan, welcome to Pop Culture Weekly. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, and thank you for singing my name. You said Jordan Rubin. I love it.
Thanks. So you started your career as a stand-up comedian in New York, and then you moved to L.A. to write. What led you to make that change?
I had been submitting to try and write on shows for a few years while doing stand-up to no avail, and was still doing stand-up and starting to do the road. And then this comedian Jeffrey Ross, if you know him, the roast master.
Yeah.
Jeff Ross, we had the same manager at the time, and we were friends. And he was like, there's these guys in L.A., Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel. You know them? And I was like, I have no idea who that is. He's like, well, they're doing this show called The Man Show on Comedy Central. I think you'd be great for it. You should submit. And I submitted and didn't get the job. So I sent an entire second submission and was the last one hired on that show, that first season.
Wow.
And that was the start. So I had to move out there to L.A. in about 3 days.
And then, is that what led you to Crank Yankers?
Yeah. So I wrote for 4 seasons when it was Jimmy and Adam hosting The Man Show on Comedy Central. And then in that time, Jimmy created Crank Yankers. And I was a big prank call fan and had also done a few crank calls with Jimmy's younger brother, John, who's a producer, and is actually running the show on the Crank Yankers, which is coming back.
Yes.
And so that's how I, segued into that.
Okay, and then what led you from that into your film career as a director?
Well, there's a long career writing for a bunch of variety shows after that.
Okay.
So I left Crank Yankers to write for, I think it was probably the first job after that was Craig Kilborn, like the late show.
Yeah.
And I started doing a bunch of that. Then Carson Daly's talk show. He had like that Last Call show, and they were trying to add more comedy and make it more traditional. So they tried that for a while. So I came in to help them do that and do a monologue and do more joke and, remote type pieces. And then I started doing the award show circuit. So I was head writing the MTV Movie Awards for a bunch of years and the European Music Awards, and ended up working with Judd Apatow on a few things, which led to writing the Oscars, the fateful or amazing James Franco Anne Hathaway year.
Yeah.
I wrote the opening film.
Which is absolutely incredible.
Film. Yeah. Interesting year. But the opening film, that's what I wrote for that. And I was starting to be on set more and do a lot of shoots where the lines were starting to get blurred between writing it and directing. And at the same time, I was simultaneously writing scripts with my 2 writing partners that I wrote Critters with and wrote the last 2 films with. Again, just common Hollywood story to no avail. We had written probably 3 scripts and hadn't sold a thing yet. And they were all comedies. And then we decided to try a horror comedy, which was Zombeavers. And that took a bit to sell, but it finally got made, and that was my first film directing. And
I love Zombeavers, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And it was
You're the one.
It was actually really, I actually just re-reviewed the Rotten Tomatoes score and all, and I mean it did really well critically.
Yeah, it holds up. It's good. It had a bit of a handicap just because it got released in Europe before it got released here, and it started getting torrented.
Right.
So it was one of the top torrents of that release year. I think it was 2014 was when it was so they had to hire this company that takes down torrents. So it was this whole battle then we finally premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival, and then it started to come out here, but a lot of people, especially younger people, had already seen it online.
Right, and that's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like, wow, people want to see my film, but on the other hand, why don't you pay for it?
Right, exactly. And, it's ultimately, the dream is just to do a film and get to do another one just because I love it so much. And you want it to perform, both for the people that have invested, and you want to, have skyrocketing, get out type numbers right out the gate. So so you can get word of mouth and you can have a cult hit, but at the same time, not that this is a cult hit, but I'm just saying, like, you could have, those are both sides of the spectrum. Both can help in different ways, but show me the money is always a good thing in Hollywood, obviously.
Absolutely. And I would definitely say Zombeavers is a cult hit.
I appreciate that.
How did John Mayer become a part of that?
John Mayer is a very close friend now. He was then actually one of the shows that I wrote on was he was going to be hosting a variety show for CBS. I think it was going to be maybe a couple. They were thinking or doing a test pilot kind of.
Okay.
90% sure it was CBS, but I got brought in to write on that for about a week, and I came in there, and he and I immediately hit it off. I wrote with these other writers for a week, and he only could come in for one day because he was so busy with his touring and recording, and he came in for a day, and immediately, fast friends, laughing, same sense of humor, same sensibility, to the point that it was one of those things where I would have gone up to him at the end of the day and be like, dude, let's exchange numbers.
Right.
Obviously, let's hang. But it's John Mayer, and you're going to look like a fanboy. It would look like a fanboy. I didn't want that to come off. So I just, if it's meant to be, I'm sure we'll meet again. And then 2 weeks later, I was having some friends, comedy friends meet at a bar in Silver Lake in LA, and one of them was BJ Novak, and he texted me about 20 minutes before he came over. He was like, I'm over at UCB, I'm with John Mayer, can I bring him? And I was like, of course. And then we just ended up clicking and talking and hanging out and became extremely close friends, which we are to this day. And so when I was making the first film, I said, hey, would you want to do a cameo? And he said, so many people have asked me to do this. I've never done it, but yeah, I'll do it. It sounds fun as long as I can pick the other actor that's, because they're driving in the truck.
Right.
In Zombeavers, which you have. And I suggested. I said, well, I was thinking of asking Bill Burr, who I knew from my stand-up days, and he said, oh, I love it. I love Bill. He's hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's how it happened.
And were you a horror fan before Zombeavers? I feel like you had to be.
Yeah, big horror fan. I loved all kinds of horror. I liked a lot of 80s horror. There's major gaps. My writing partners are diehard see everything horror fans. I go through a lot of, I like psychological stuff, the Saw type things. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time, horror or not, is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes.
Which I had the whole cast of Zombeavers watch. Even though that was a different tone, what I wanted to do is play everything so straight. And my whole theory going into films in general, but specifically horror or these like teen horrors or these, young kind of clique group together, and then stuff starts to go down. By the way, am I allowed to curse on this? I can't.
Oh, yeah, you're totally good.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, shit hits the fan type, story evolution is I would always want to have the films be something that you would watch and continue to watch even if nothing happened.
Right.
Like, you'd like the characters, you'd like these guys, they're funny, they're fun, you're engaged. That's my goal always. And The Thing, I mean, to me, there's no better example that I'm sold, even though they shot that on a soundstage. The Thing looks like they're stranded in the middle of the Arctic. And by the way, I always mix that up if the Arctic is south or north, but,
right.
In the middle of the tundra.
Right.
And the frozen tundra. And they're just, you like all McCready, you like all the characters, you're laughing, you get it, you feel the cabin fever of it all before stuff even starts to go down. And just that whole thing. And, obviously then there's the prosthetics and the practical effects and all those things that I love.
Yeah, and I love, and I mean this as a compliment, and I hope you take it this way. It's like Zombeavers to me is like a great movie posing as like a cheesy movie. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I take a lot of insult to that. No, I'm kidding.
But what I mean is like it's smart, and it like it's a good smart movie that kind of is tongue in cheek in its premise. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely self-aware, but the actors aren't self-aware while playing it.
Exactly.
They're playing it straight. Yeah, and I'm trying to do an homage or sort of a love letter to those campy, silly, almost half Roger Corman, half just sensationalist 80s, horror films where it's just like bikinis and monsters. And,
exactly.
which I was going for. Unfortunately, I think it might have hurt us a bit. Right as we were shooting, they quickly wrote and shot and got out Sharknado. So by the time Zombeavers finally got its way into the public discourse, people were like, "Oh yeah, so you're jumping on the Sharknado bandwagon," just because there's like a silly title that's a combination of words, and that wasn't at all what I was going for, because I was shooting practically, and I wasn't doing a bunch of CG, and I wasn't trying to mock joking and be meta. I was trying to play sincerely a version of things like that I'd grown up on, like Chucky or Child's Play, or
right,
stuff like that.
I love it. And so, how did that bring you to Critters: A New Binge?
So again, working on different projects, pitching things as we go. Some go, some don't. The next movie we did is a movie called The Drone, which was actually much more of a direct correlation to homage to Child's Play, where it's a drone becomes sentient and has the brain of a serial killer. Shot that, just finishing that now. That's coming out in a few months. But in the meantime, I got a call from Warner Brothers. It dates back to Crank Anchors. Peter Girardi, who works in WB Animation, but also runs this digital division of Warner Brothers called Blue Ribbon. He called up and said, we own the property Critters. Do you think we have a little outline? What do you think of this? Sent it over. We did our own version of it, and they liked it, and we went from there. I think he'd also, he had designed all the puppets on Crank Anchors.
Oh, okay.
That's how his company did all the puppeteering, the design of them.
Yeah.
And originally that was before he moved to Warner Brothers. And I think, he also knew I'd done Zombeavers and worked in that world. So he reached out, and my writing partners and I quickly wrote up a treatment, which we then moved on to a script, which we then moved on to getting greenlit.
So was doing this, doing Critters: A New Binge, was it like hallowed ground for you? Like, did you feel, that you were working on a project that was a franchise you grew up with?
I'm too dumb to know that term. What does that mean again? Hollow ground? Hollowed. It's like it's already been
exactly
out kind of thing?
Exactly. Yeah, like kind of like sacred-ish. Like it's.
Like an Indian burial ground.
Exactly.
No. Okay.
Sort of. Yes. I keep saying exactly,
right.
But it's sort of.
Well, let me clarify by not understand. No. Let me try to answer that with as much as my brain can probably interpret what you're saying, because I'm very stupid. No, I'm kidding. But let's see. I was excited to take it on. I didn't treat it as if it was precious cargo or in any way like taking on a franchise like a Star Wars or a Paranormal Activity. It's not like
gotcha.
I wasn't thinking of it as having a fan base to that extent. Obviously it's not that big of a franchise, but I wasn't, when we got into it, it seemed very much like something that was a long time ago that people had heard of, but not nearly as much as they'd heard of Gremlins.
Right.
And I didn't think, only as we were shooting and finishing shooting did I learn, once I'd completed all my prep, how big of a fan base this had. And it has, a niche fan base, but they're very diehard and they're excited and they do all kinds of art and have Facebook pages dedicated to it and websites. And I didn't realize all that, so I guess I didn't feel that sort of pressure, which I may have felt.
Right.
But also, I think, there was inklings of it, and I do, as we were prepping and talking and meeting with people, I did feel that, oh, this is a thing and it's a bit sacred. But, I have a good way of, maybe from years of doing stand-up and getting up in front of a crowd that, might be a very unpredictable crowd. I have a way of turning things off in my brain when I'm working on things like that. So I just, focused on the work and tried to just get the writing done and then move into shooting and thinking it, directing to me is a lot like I would imagine. I think I worked one construction job in my life, but it feels like you're on like a construction job where you've got the architect and everything goes down and there's the foreman. The director's sort of the foreman, but there's tons of people working and it has to be a smooth ship, and there's tons of heavy equipment, but you're trying to get a job done by a certain date, and everyone's sort of focused on their individual tasks, which are all tied in, and then you're sort of overseeing all. So there's so much to be done that it's too much going on to really be stressed about, how's this going to come off?
Right.
And I get so excited about directing, and we had such a great team, and they were also excited, and the puppeteers, and loved my DP, and the sound department, the camera department, the VFX soup, everyone on set. We were all we worked really well together. So there wasn't that feeling of that.
That's awesome. And then one thing that you mentioned, which I loved, is that you chose to use practical effects rather than CGI, and I love that. Why did you go in that direction?
Well, obviously the original franchise is practical, and it's from that time. And I am a fan of it, and I also had experience with it. I was excited. I mean, there's no question we were going to build puppets from the get-go. We met with the Chiodo brothers, who we unfortunately didn't get to work with because, we shot in Vancouver for budget reasons, tax breaks, and tax, all kinds of the film nonsense reasons. But it wasn't cost effective to be able to fly them up and to do the work in LA and not get all, et cetera, which really bummed me out.
Right.
But that's just how that worked. But getting into that whole world, we knew we were going to do puppets, and I was excited to do that. But I'd sort of been through the ringer on Zombeavers and learned a lot of tricks about shooting practically and how fun it is, and obviously all the cliched things you hear about how the actors have something more to play off of because it's not a green screen, and how, at this budget level, which isn't crazy high, it is the CG you get is what you pay for, and it's not as, especially when it's combining with live action, it's not as effective. And, there's something pure and true to it, and it's also just fun as hell. It's also scary. I mean, there's not just puppets, but practical effects in general. There used to be this thing, I remember when I was a kid, they used to say, don't work with kids or animals because it's, it's so unpredictable when you're shooting.
Okay.
And there's that with practical effects too. You're not going, cool, well, there'll be a hovering, orb here, and there'll be, not
right.
that we didn't have versions of that with screens, but there'll be a fully animated, Roger Rabbit right there.
Right.
They'll deal with it in post.
Right.
Like, you're actually there trying to get that animal, that creature, that monster to move and do things. You're trying to get a fire to light on cue. So it's exciting. It's scary too, but I think it was a combination of just being a fan of these 80s kind of and earlier films, that long lineage of practical effects, and then also just having experience with it and wanting to take it to the next level with these puppets, because on Zombeavers, the puppets, they were very, beavers are, they're almost like, in a way, like 2D animals from above. They're on the ground, they're flat stomachs, they're not even really raised that high. They don't, their necks move, their eyes, but they don't. There was an opportunity here to have basically personified little creatures, which is why I added so much comedy and added so many personalities, more so than I feel there were in the original Critters, with the talking and a lot more subtitles and holding things and putting on, headsets and
right.
goggles, making an Amelia Earhart pilot type
right.
Crite, things like that, which I hadn't gotten to do on Zombeavers. So I knew I'd played with some of the tools, but I hadn't taken it to another level where they're actually in a room and actually able to walk and roll and have emotions and think and get sad or get mad, those types of things. It was that's why I was kind of excited to be actually doing it in camera.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think you made the right choice. It is so great. It turned out so amazing.
I appreciate that.
So you left the series, without being too spoilery for those who haven't seen it yet, you left the series open for a sequel. Do you know the direction that you would want to go with that?
We have inklings of, ideas of, like just, little glimmers and jotted down thoughts. But the main goal was just to leave it slightly open-ended with the potential for, a much bigger monster, a much bigger fleet, leave it open-ended so there could be another season, but in a way that felt creatively intact to the tone that we were at towards the end of this series, this season. But also, it can go a bunch of different places, but we haven't mapped it out, but we have some ideas if and when they'd want to do that.
Awesome. And then what's next for you? You mentioned the drone. It will be wrapping production or is done production?
The drone, in the funny way that Hollywood works, that was shot, wrapped, and done, and just actually premiered at Slam Dance a month or two ago. And so that will be, we just found out there'll be an announcement that's going to be released in the next, I don't think I'm allowed to say who's releasing it, but that'll be coming out by the end of this year.
Awesome.
And so I'm still going to start up with kind of press for that. In the meantime, have a bigger action movie we created that we're trying to get up and going, which, fingers crossed, looks good. And then a straight kind of comedy that we wrote that, again, one of those things that's like I'm not allowed to say. And, fingers crossed, it all goes forward.
That is awesome.
That's we're constantly writing and working on other ideas. Have another idea for a show, which is a straight comedy spoof kind of series, which we just wrote a pilot for, same writing partners. So we're just pounding stuff out, and again, it's like you're just throwing darts at the wall, and occasionally one sticks, and it's never the one you think, and then it always takes longer than you think, but.
Absolutely. Well, Jordan Rubin, thank you so much for talking to us. Everybody can go see Critters: A New Binge right now on Shudder. And where can they follow you personally?
It's very simple. It's at Jordan Rubin, at JordanRubin on Twitter and Instagram. Much more active on Instagram these days, but I do tend to post jokes on Twitter when they come to me. All
right, cool.
Random fact, I think I wrote the iHeart Radio Music Awards.
Really?
I think that's what it was called.
Really, yeah.
I think it was Joe Jonas hosted with Haley
Steinfeld.
It's all a blur. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. Yep. That is so funny.
So there's that tie in there. That's one of those shows I worked on.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that is it's funny how, much these industries intersect in so many various ways that, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Totally.
Small world.
Sorry, I know you were doing a big wrap-up, and then I'm like, oh, here's a weird fact about my career.
Hey, I love it. My show's weird. I'm weird. It's all good.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Jordan, and please come back when the drone comes out. Let's talk about that.
I'd love to.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, take care.
Thanks, man.
So, Benny, what did you think about Jordan Rubin?
That was fun.
Yes, obviously. I recommend everybody go see Critters: A New Binge on Shudder.
Yes.
It is so good. It's like we were talking about. It's like a throwback to those, campy, fun horror movies of yesteryear. I just wanted to say yesteryear.
Well, you said it.
Oh, boy. Well, Benny Panella, where can they find you so they can do stuff on your socials?
Whoa, at Benny on the Radio. Please don't do stuff on me. But you can, of course, always at Benny on the Radio. Of course, the Pat and Benny Show, Nashville's Next, 94.7 WDSD, and 92.9 Tom FM.
And where can we find the podcast that you do, Nashville's Next and the Pat and Benny Show?
Anywhere you listen to a podcast. Literally anywhere.
But most importantly, iHeartRadio, right?
But most importantly, the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah. So that is it for today's show, except, of course, you can find me at KMac Music on Twitter, Instagram, Real Kyle McMahon on Facebook. The show, you guys, every week we grow and grow and grow, and you guys are the ones making it happen. And you subscribe, you review, you share. I love it. We need interaction. I want to start including you guys in portions of the show. Send me your stuff and we'll talk about it. If you want to debate on air, if you want to give your opinion, whatever it is you want to do it. And just like that, we are done. This insanely long episode of this show. I did it.
You're listening to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon, presented by 92.9 Tom FM, an iHeart radio station.
I did it, though.
The demons told me to.